Mark. Talk to me about what you're seeing here with all of these numbers and kind of your macro view of the markets and the economy right now.
Great question. So, the numbers are saying, they're not saying anything extreme enough to warrant any fire bells. However, they're not great either, and that's a very uncomfortable position to be in because you want to get, as investors like to see, a clear path forward. And so we're getting mixed signals and numbers that are close to the line kind of make folks a little bit uncomfortable about what comes next.
Well, consumer sentiment is sliding. Do you think the Fed made the right choice yesterday? And there was a lot of dissent in the room, more than we've seen in years.
That's a tough one, and that's a huge debate, right? Because the Fed is now, of course, according to them, looking at crude oil prices spiking. However, that's a supply shock, and the supply shock, the Fed has very few tools to affect supply shocks. So you wonder if they're concerned about inflation, and inflation's being driven by crude oil. Can the Fed actually be effective by keeping rates restrictive when consumers are struggling with higher rates right now?
Right, and they've got the employment picture to deal with. We had those claims come in better than expected. So, it's easy sometimes to forget that the market is not really a direct reflection of the economy. The S&P hitting all-time highs. I was looking at the S&P, 9% month to date. That's the best performance we've had since 2020. Dow's up 6%, best since November of 2024. So where's the disconnect, do you think, right now? Because no matter what the headline is, investors are powering the numbers up.
That's correct. And that's a challenge. But, if you take a step back and you see what powered the S&P to these levels, you see it's powered by a few major mega cap stocks. And that's the challenge, right? It looks broad, but it's actually only 2 inches deep. But that's still very good because there's a chance that, of course, those companies, as they typically do, they'll bring the rest along. However, you do have to question, you have to look careful and wonder if it's sustainable and wonder if the economic numbers in 2-3 months down the line are going to support these numbers going forward.
Yeah, we knew that we were going to get an inflation hit, the energy component. Still, the market moved right past it. One of the things I found interesting about your take on the markets right now, you note that Alan Greenspan's irrational exuberance warning back in the day, kind of a useful parallel when it comes to stock valuations. Investors run the risk of missing out on massive gains. So, how do you decipher optimism from being irrational? Because many say, and you make the point, Greenspan was ahead of his time.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of tough. First of all, as you know, you don't know that you're in an irrational situation. So it's incumbent upon us all to step back and say, are we being irrational here? But one of the hardest learned lessons that I've certainly had in my career is that markets can be expensive for long periods of time. They can be overbought for long periods of time. And of course, his message now, looking back, was prescient on what happened 4 years after that he said them. So,
.com bust.
Yeah, if you pulled out at that point, you lost out on 300% gains. So yes, you do have to pay attention. You can't sleep when markets are trading like this, which is why I have big bags under my eyes.
I think we all do at this point.
Yep.
It's been, and again, it's been a volatile year, but again, it's been a strong year. Look, I'll take a Caterpillar number like we got, but let's talk about tech. Obviously, that is the big focus right now. So a lot of earnings coming out this week. You've got high conviction on Google, Microsoft, and then, of course, Apple, which, of course, is coming out today. Google up, Microsoft down. Ahead with Apple, at least. I'm kind of curious what you're looking for. You've got this leadership change with Tim Cook. I don't know if you're factoring that in. If you want more details on that, what's the story going to be for you?
That's the big one. Apple is a great stock in and of itself without any of this. But, of course, the big question that we've been asking every single quarter is, what is Apple's AI story? But now with a leadership change, we're anticipating some very interesting things. And so if you try to read the tea leaves on this, the new CEO is a hardware person. So the question is what are they going to do? Are they going to have a secret strategy? A lot of people are suggesting that Apple will have a device-based strategy versus these mega cap companies, right? Because they spent a lot of time, certainly the new CEO, on developing the chips that go into all these phones. So it'll be very interesting. I believe he may be on the call tonight, and so we'll be listening very carefully for that. This one here, they don't have to knock it out of the park. They'll do well in terms of the numbers, but we'll be listening. What's the strategy? Will we learn anything about this leadership change over at Apple?
Interesting you say that, because they've been so criticized about being behind the eight ball when it comes to AI. The device story, though, would be, I would think, if they can come up with some innovative, ideas at least. I mean, what else can we do with an iPhone? You shrink it, you fold it. Minimax. Yeah, I don't know. I like that you're saying that. Real quick, I do want to hit the security stocks that you're watching, kind of some good ideas here. You've got CrowdStrike, Palo Alto, and Zscaler.
Yeah, I mean, look, these stocks here, it's very hard to look at some of these guys. They've been under a lot of pressure in some way. They kind of got beaten up a little bit with all the other software stocks. The fact of the matter is these stocks are more important than ever as we see AI expand and get smarter. We know that means that there are easier ways for people to penetrate networks and so on and so forth. You can't imagine a world that we're all talking about, the growth world, without stocks like this to support the security underlying those. These are long-term holds for us. Yes, they're volatile. They give us a little bit of pain, but they're going to save us a lot of much bigger pain in the future. So we keep our money there. It's a smart investment.
Well, between the whole mythos story that we've been dealing with, obviously security is on everyone's mind.
You hit the nail right on the head.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, it should
exactly.
be. Mark, great to have you on the program.
Great
Thank
to be
you for being here.
Thank you.